Hi everyone, this is Adam here with the Here to Listen podcast. As you know, we're doing snapshots of organisations that would have been taking part in our community awareness days over the summer, and those that were booked on to come to the community awareness days. I'm really glad to say that we've had a good response for the snapshots, and one of those people here is Charlotte here from Transitions. Hi Charlotte.
Hiya.
Who are relatively new to me, actually. There's been sort of years of community awareness and inviting people along to the various events, and with the sort of new format, this is the first time that I've kind of found out a little bit about what you do. A little bit, I mean, I've scanned your website, but I also wanted to save stuff for kind of you and you telling us about what it is that you do. And I've got a couple of questions based around that too. But yeah, if you want to just intro and just say a little bit about your organisation and maybe finish a little bit around what it is that you do personally for the organisation, that'd be great.
Perfect, thanks. So I'm Charlotte and I work for Transitions UK. We are a mentoring service and we work with 16 to 25-year-olds on various different issues. So we run 4 different projects and I work on the Achieve and Attain project. So Achieve is for people with learning disabilities. Attain is for care leavers, Aspire is for knife crime and gang affiliation, and Affirm is for mental health. So the Achieve project works in a group setting, so we meet weekly, either twice a week or once a week, depending on what phase they're on, and we take them through a whole 2-year programme to eventually reach their dreams. So for the first 12 months, we're working mainly on their life skills and aspirations and how do you get yourself to that point. So we use cookery, group exercises, and then one-on-one sessions. And then they move into phase 2, where they start to meet peer mentors and adult mentors out in the community and kind of get a wider range of activities. The Attain group is still mentoring as well, but that works on a one-on-one mentoring service. So you meet your mentor in the community, in coffee shops, and you just kind of have a chat and act as a friend. We've had some young people who joined with us and had no qualifications, no aspirations to go anywhere, and then after speaking with a mentor and developing their life skills and home skills, they then started to think, actually, I do have it within me to get a job, and we've moved them on to A-levels, higher education, and now they're off working. One of them is working as a paramedic and she really enjoys still having the informal relationship with her mentor. So yeah, that's kind of...
You were saying about the mentoring side of things. That is something really dear to my heart, I must say. In my last job, I did a supporting young people into volunteering program called Youth Action. And those that struggled the most were the ones that needed just a little bit more of a hands-on approach. You know, young people with anxiety. So if I used to describe it as like, I used to do my presentations at school and then people would come to us, we'd link them to an organisation, then off they go. But there are young people there that are like, I can't do it. They've got anxiety or a bit autistic as well, and so struggle with sort of social meetings, which would be part of going to your first placement. So we sort of modified the program so that we had somebody go along with them to their first volunteering opportunity after helping them select what they might want to do in matching their interests. And so going along with someone who's anxious or a bit autistic and actually being the person that links the people to make the introductions, take some of the uncomfortable social sting out of that first meeting, and then off they went. And it dawned on me that sometimes young people just need a little bit of a leg up. You know, they needed somebody there, and then they go. They don't really need much more after a certain point, because the guy carried on doing his placement, and then he got a little mini job as a result of it as well. So it was just that first step that I think some young people maybe struggle with, because it seems too big or too overwhelming, or they feel unskilled perhaps to do it. So I was wondering, with the mentoring, what made you choose specifically as an organisation mentoring rather than your standard sort of key work, your once a week meeting, care plans, goal setting, that sort of thing? What do you think is different about mentoring?
I think the main reason mentoring can be positive is because it's more of a friendship. So a key worker, you kind of, as the young person, see them as, well, they're paid to be here and they're paid to kind of help me. and they're more looking at just the practical elements, whereas a mentor looks at you in a holistic kind of way. So if you're not ready to aspire to be anything and you don't want to develop, then you can just talk to this mentor as a friend.
Yeah, the holistic approach. Yeah, good point. Like, because I was thinking in another life, I did drug work, and your work with them was very focused on like removing some of those issues to get them to the point where they maybe give up their drugs. But that's very like a very focused thing. But the way you're describing mentoring, and you'll use the word holistic, so you're kind of looking at the whole. You're not just focusing on a particular subject. You're looking at all the facets of this individual, what they struggle with, what their aspirations are. So that, if I've understood that right, that's how you see mentoring as different to key working.
Yeah, definitely. And also because the different vulnerabilities on the different projects means mentoring works in different ways, but we use peer mentors, so people with learning disabilities don't feel like they've constantly got an adult helping them. They can just develop from their friends who are going to help integrate them into the community. And then with the mentors on Attain, they're adult mentors and kind of act as a parental figure that they never would have had because of their life within foster care and the care system.
Yeah. Do you ever have like service users go on to be mentors as well? Is that something?
Yes, yeah. So on the Achieve model, that happens all the time. So they normally go through phase 1, phase 2, and then come back to volunteer because they want to share their experiences with the young people, and we find it really empowers them. But then also on our Attain model, we have peer mentors throughout the whole duration. So they are a beneficiary themselves and they're receiving a service, but when they start to feel like they've got to a point where they could share their own skills and talents. So for example, we've got one beneficiary who's a personal trainer and he's got really good team leader attributes. So we've gave him the role of being a peer mentor for the others to kind of coordinate, and it empowers him to feel better, and the young people also listen to him more because he's in the same situation.
Give him a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
I've been reading quite a bit on. I'm a big fan of a guy called Jordan Peterson. He talks about the importance of having a purpose in life, and there was some research come out recently on Chris Kresser's website. He's a big like gathering together of evidence kind of guy, and it just so happens that we've had a few things come out recently that did a lot of studies on purpose and fulfillment, and as a way of countering mental health issues. You know, if you're kind of down in the dumps or whatever, if you do something good for someone else, then that not only gives you a sense of purpose, but there's a kind of reward element of that, of seeing other people benefit from your support. There was also one that was linked to like financial gain, not financial gain in the traditional sense, but like more sort of better job prospects. You know, if you're the kind of person that lives their life trying to kind of help other people, then it gives you sort of better opportunities, let's say, in life as well. And I'm sure everybody would argue that that's not the reason they do it, but the evidence that had been brought out because of that was quite substantial. It was quite a big study. I was wondering about your delivery area as well. Is it all over beds, or is it pockets of, or postcodes, or?
No, so we have different hubs in different areas. So the Attain group, we have one hub which is in Milton Keynes. Achieve, we have a hub in Bedford, Luton and Stevenage, and Aspire is in North London.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we've just moved into the Hertfordshire area with the NCS delivery as well, so that's quite good. The shape that the NCS will take going forward, we're expecting groups of young people that will want to support organisations that they see on these videos. How do you think that young people can help transitions in all sorts of formats, really, with their social action projects? And I asked that question in two ways. One, sort of lockdown period, and one, like, if there wasn't a lockdown period, how do you think young people can help you out?
So we really value any support from everyone who wants to get involved, and young people have actively came to us at some of the events that I've came to. So I came to the one at the university, and we kind of work through their attributes because we want people who are volunteering and working with us to feel empowered and feel that whatever their skill is, they can bring something to our organisation. So at first we'd speak to them and see what it is that they have in mind, because we are quite person-centred and can change things to suit their needs. But we have mentors who meeting the community and mentors who come to the sessions. So if somebody was wanting to get involved, they could choose a hub in whichever area and come in and kind of either work as a one-on-one worker with a specific individual, work with a cluster group and help them with their cooking and their life skills. We have some people who deliver therapy, so we've got trained psychotherapists.
I see you as being quite right with that, because if you're an organisation that comes into contact with young people and then finds out about what their needs are and then helps them with that, that seems quite fitting to a social action project group that would be coming to you with their ideas on how they can help. And then it sounds like you're quite willing to sort of find the middle ground, between what they want to do and perhaps what as an organisation you're able to facilitate. So yeah, that sounds good.
Definitely can. We also have some young people who work with us just leaflet distributing or going on their own social media. So we have some of our volunteers who've got a really high following on their social media. So we get them to do posts about what's going on and kind of design events for us.
Mm-hmm. Is there any events or campaigns that you've got planned for the future? I know this is a strange question to ask with this, but ones that got cancelled perhaps, or ones that you've got planned for the future? I mean campaigns, not just physically, but any sort of social media campaigns or anything like that you're pushing?
On project, we are working with the young people in fundraising. So in October, we have a fundraising week where all of the young people on Achieve will be designing their own event and running the whole campaign for raising more funds for their project area. So the money will be ring fenced for them. Mm-hmm. But we kind of just work on their ideas. So at the minute, we're working collaboratively digitally with Achieve and Attain on a event which is a partnership with Swing Dance MK, and they're kind of campaigning for social isolation and how together with young people and the elderly, so over 65, we can create our own support networks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, the project ideas that have come up in the past have sometimes been very similar.
We're also working on our Beat It campaign. So on our website, you'll be able to see that we're running a series of different challenges, and it's all in aid of raising more funds during the coronavirus.
Yeah, with the fundraising, from an MCS perspective, we've tended to sort of move away from actual fundraising per se, but there's always opportunities for people to raise funds that then purchase things or make services available. So there's a sense of connection from the money that they might raise, rather than just sort of giving it away. They actually might have some ideas about how to spend that money as well. So that's a possibility with some of the projects as well. But like you say, some of the more hands-on stuff, definitely welcome. Obviously coronavirus allowing. If there were young people that were interested in getting involved, would you be the single point of contact? Are you happy for your details? Or I've got the office number from you. Would that be the best way to call, or the email address? Or?
Yeah, so my number and the office number are on there, and then I gave you contact details for each of the project leads for the different areas, but they can contact anyone and we'll all just pass the right information to the right area.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks very much for coming on, and we'll let you know when it goes live so you can get linked in. But thanks very much for your time, and I'll be in touch. Hopefully I'll see you physically at some point in the future.
Yeah, I never know when that will be.
Indeed. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Charlotte.
Thank you very much.